The rustle of morning stars' dreams don't come true. I woke up to the barking of the neighbor's dog. That vile creature always wakes me up. I hate it. Why do I have to wake to the sounds of that nasty little beast? I need to go for a walk, calm down, and distract myself from the sharp desire to burn down the neighbor's house. Like dog, like owner. Why do these pests keep crawling into my life, trying to get under my skin? I get dressed, irritated. My slippers are gone again. Where are you, you sneaky little bastards? When I find you, I'll throw you out. Outside, it's damp and foggy. I walk along a slippery trail through a gloomy forest. Most of the leaves have fallen, revealing the gray trunks of half-dead trees. Why do I live in this depressing swamp? I pull out a cigarette. I don't even want to smoke, but the old habit says I must. Must I? Since when did a cigarette become some sort of duty? It's gross smoking on an empty stomach. It used to be fun. In good company, it was a symbol of freedom, of style. But the holidays are over. Now come the rainy gray weekdays, filled with puddles of sticky problems. And every problem gets smoked through again and again, like you're telling yourself, one more smoke, a quick breath, and I'll dive back into this miserable routine. The smoke stings my eyes. I close them for a moment, covering my face like a sulking child. I'm so tired of it all. And then, right on cue, a birch branch snaps back and slaps me across the face. Damn thing! Furious, I break it off and hurl it away. It dangles from the tree and sways like a puppet, mocking my helplessness to change anything. I shuffle forward, dejected. Every time I tried to fight the world, it would first give me hope, and then slap me down. That only works in the movies, where heroes bulldoze through everything in their path. Real life isn't like that. It's more like roulette. At first, you win a round or two. You think you're lucky. You imagine the whole world's in your pocket. But in the end, you always lose. You're just the fattened goose at the feast, fed for the sole purpose of being roasted and devoured to the sound of cheerful music and laughter. You were wrong. This wasn't your celebration. You were never invited. Lost in these joyless thoughts, I arrived at the sea. Small waves snapped angrily at the sand. The sea blew a cold, damp breath at me. Fat seagulls trudged along the shore, pecking at something rotten. Their eyes held no emotion, no thought, just black emptiness. It was like the whole world reflected in their gaze, cold and hostile. A homeless man was picking up bottles nearby. Get lost, you swamp creature. I just want to be alone. No, wait, he's heading this way. Probably to beg. I'd better go home. There's no peace anywhere. I'm tired. This exhaustion lives with me, even in rest. I live like I'm doing time. It always feels like change is just around the corner, that a new life is about to begin, and I'll finally be happy. But that new life never comes. So for now, it's the same gray prison, same tasteless breakfast, same meaningless job, squeezing out results for someone else. One more day in a life that weighs like a burden. And then, I woke up to the rustle of morning stars. What a miserable dream. Like a piece of my old life had come back. Thank God it was only a dream. I stretched with relief, just like my cat does. There he was, lazy lump, lying on his back, ears twitching as if to say, "Yeah, I hear you. Come on, whisker face, let's go for a walk." I ordered a sunny day and headed to the sea. The trail led me through the forest, and the rustling of morning stars melted into the cheerful chorus of birds. Someone was especially loud in the bushes. "Food! Food! Oh, you little rascal! How can something so tiny be so loud?" I never noticed before. Every bird has its own voice, yet none clash. Together they create a perfect symphony that no orchestra could ever match. Sunlight slipped between the trees, turning the woods into a glowing hologram. The path gently guided me to the shore. Emerald waves whispered with the warm wind. The beach stretched endlessly, empty and open. And yet, I felt cozy, safe. Still shaken from the dream, I remembered what life used to be like. Just as bleak and hopeless. Like many others, I tried to demand what I thought the world owed me. The world turned its back. Wise voices told me I had to fight for my place. So I fought. I lost. They said I had to change myself first. I tried. It was even harder. Then one night, I had a dream. I was in a nature preserve, surrounded by breathtaking beauty. I wandered in awe. Then I saw him, an old man with a white beard. The warden, I understood. He watched me in silence. I stepped toward him, but he cut me off sharply. He was tired, he said. Tired of selfish, noisy visitors who never appreciate anything and always leave a mess. I nodded and walked on. The place was magical. Why had I never been here before? I wandered without purpose, marveling at everything. No words could describe it. My mind went blissfully blank. The warden returned, softer this time. He gestured for me to follow. We climbed a hill and looked out over a valley. Tiny toy-like houses nestled among the flowers, straight out of a fairy tale. It was almost too perfect. I looked at him, unsure. He smirked into his beard as if to say, "You haven't seen anything yet." As we descended into the valley, I realized I couldn't remember how I got here. I made a clumsy comment about how lucky the people must be to live in such a place. He frowned. "And what stops you from being one of them?" I gave him the usual excuse. Not everyone's born into fortune. No one chooses their fate. He looked at me like I was an idiot. "That's exactly the point," he said. "Everyone has the freedom to choose any fate. The only true freedom we have is the freedom to choose." That didn't fit my view of life. I started to argue. He waved me off. "Fool. You have the right to choose, but you don't use it. You don't even understand what it means. How could I choose anything I wanted? Come on, this world doesn't work like that." But then, I realized, this was just a dream. Confused, I wasn't sure how to respond. I joked that in dreams, people can spout nonsense all they want. That's their freedom. He only laughed. I wondered if I should wake up. He seemed to read my mind. "Enough. We don't have much time," he said. "I didn't expect they'd send me such a fool as you. But I must complete my mission." I tried to ask what mission, who they were. He ignored me. Instead, he gave me a riddle. Every person can gain the freedom to choose anything they want. Here's your riddle. How do you get that freedom? If you solve it, your apples will fall into the sky. Apples? I was losing patience. "I'm not playing your game," I said. "In real life, apples fall to the ground, not into the sky." He cut me off. "Enough. Come, I need to show you something." Then I woke up, and I couldn't remember what he showed me, but I felt like he had left something in me, a message I couldn't put into words. Only one strange word echoed in my mind: transurfing. And one thought: I didn't need to build my world from scratch. It already existed. I didn't need to fight for a place in the sun. I could simply choose the world I wanted to live in. At first, it seemed absurd, but slowly, memories from the dream returned. I began to understand what the warden meant by choice and how to use it. The answer to the warden's riddle came to me from nowhere. Day by day, new insights arrived, shocking and awe-inspiring. I couldn't explain where they came from, but I knew one thing for sure. My mind could never have created them on its own. Since discovering transurfing, or rather, being allowed to discover it, my life has changed forever. Anyone who's ever created something knows the joy of bringing it to life. But that's nothing compared to crafting your own destiny. Though even that phrase doesn't fit. Transurfing isn't about crafting, it's about choosing your destiny. Just like picking an item from a store shelf. This is what I want to tell you. Why apples can fall into the sky. What the rustle of morning stars truly means. And many more strange and beautiful things still to come.